Good afternoon, everybody. I want to thank you for coming here to the school and join us for a big moment, the ceremony of laying the cornerstone of the postgraduate clinics. I would like to invite Professor Joseph Klafter, the president of the Tel Aviv University, to greet the participants. Please.
Good afternoon. Professor Ilana Eli, head of the Morris and Gabriela Goldschlager School of Dental Medicine, founded by Alpha Omega International Fraternity. Mr. John Gurkov, is John here? Okay. National Chairman of the American Friends of Tel Aviv University. Dr. Ben Williamowsky, yes, Ben. And our other esteemed benefactors. Faculty, student, and guests. By the way, I was here about 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, and I made a statement that we don't talk anymore about the crisis that happened. So this was already 3 weeks ago when you were here. So I'll start. I'm pleased to see that after several years of financial crisis, the dental school at Tel Aviv University is quickly returning to its place as a center of excellence and hopefully as one of the leading dental schools in the world. During the last year, the university reopened and admitted new students. It is now entering a period of renewal both in its academic programs and physical infrastructure. At a time when Israel lacks specialists in various fields of dentistry, and when this dental school tries to fill up the gap, our residents, this is what I found out, are working under difficult conditions and are in immediate need for modern facilities and equipment. So we will now completely renovate the postgraduate clinics as part of a massive 5-year development plan of this dental school. New modern clinics will enable us to develop new teaching opportunities for postgraduate studies, train more specialists, and advance public health in Israel by offering better treatment of patients. Yes, I'm a potential patient, by the way. We are proud and happy to begin the rejuvenation of the dental school with the cornerstone laying of the Rothstein-Williamowsky postgraduate clinic. The Alpha Omega fraternity, which was a driving force for establishing the dental school at Tel Aviv University in the first place, is the main supporter of the school's current revival, and its future is now fundraising campaign. This title of Future is Now speaks to me so when I think about age and so on. Future is really now. Members of the dental industry worldwide, such as Henry Schein Company, are helping us realize the plans. So with your commitment and help, we will soon restore this, I would say, the clinics and bring the whole school here to its rightful position among the best academically and technologically advanced schools in the world. Thank you very much.
I would like to thank Professor Klafter and call Professor Ilana Eli, the head of the Morris and Gabriela Goldschlager School of Dental Medicine, to say a few words.
Shalom to everybody. We have a distinguished guest here, Mr. Meir Shitrit, member of the Knesset, who was very helpful in keeping the school open. So thank you, Mr. Shitrit, for coming and joining us. President of Tel Aviv University, Professor Klafter, Mr. John Gurkov, International Chairman of the American Friends of Tel Aviv University, Dr. Ben Williamowsky, members of the Rothstein family and Alpha Omega Fratres who are watching us now through live webcast on the internet, friends and members and faculty and everybody who is gathered here. This is a very, very happy moment for me. Seeing you all here gathered with us celebrating with us the revival of our beloved dental school. After several difficult years, the school is quickly developing. No more dealing with the past. We turn our plans and aspirations to the future. Since the reopening of the school, the number of students and residents has increased substantially. Today, we admit 52 dental students every year. We expand our postgraduate studies and train paradental personnel. We are growing fast from day to day. All these plans need a serious investments in the infrastructure. As part of our development plan, we are going to completely renovate our postgraduate clinics, which were constructed in the 70s of the 20th century. They have not been seriously refurbished since. The new postgraduate clinics will be located on 2 floors. The floor we are standing now will include an advanced dental care clinic. In the clinic, dentists from around the country will continue their postgraduate studies in the various fields of dentistry, such as oral rehabilitation, endodontology, and periodontology. And they will provide expert specialty treatment to patients from the Tel Aviv area and from around the country. Modern treatment rooms with the latest up-to-date dental technology will be occupied by the best of the young dentists in Israel. In the floor below us, a special care clinic will be built in which children and patients with special needs will be treated. The clinic will include an operating theater in which children and adults with special needs will be treated under sedation or general anesthesia. The school would not have reopened and would not have prospered without the help and support of the international Alpha Omega fraternity, without fratres from around the world who see this school as their own and constantly are involved in its activity and development. Therefore, we chose to name the new postgraduate clinics in the name of 2 great Alpha Omega and 2 of our most devoted friends and supporters, Ben Williamowsky and the late Ralph Rothstein. Ben and Ralph devoted a lifetime to the dental school in Tel Aviv University. Working together as a perfect team, they actively participated in the Tel Aviv Board of Governments, where, as Ben still is, members of the Dental School International Advisory Board, ran campaigns and were deeply involved in everything that is happening here. There are no words to express our gratitude to these 2 great men. Many others are to be thanked. Friends and fratres from around the world who embraced, encouraged, helped and supported us in any possible way, making us feel that we are not alone in our efforts and endeavors, that they share our goals and plans, that they are an inseparable part of our work, and that our success is their success. Thank you all. Lots are to be done, and it will not be achieved in one day. Rabbi Tarfon, one of our ancient wise ancestors, said some 1,500 years ago, "The day is short, the task is great, and it is not incumbent upon you to finish the task, yet you are not free to desist from it." Let's start with the task of rebuilding the dental school in Tel Aviv University, with the understanding that even if the task is not finished in a glimpse, the effect of our labors will be felt for many, many years to come by future generations of dentists and dental patients in Israel. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Eli. I would like to call Mr. Jorkov, National Chairman of the American Friends of Tel Aviv University, to say his greetings.
Hello, everyone. I feel very honored today to be here and on behalf of the American Friends of Tel Aviv University to extend our congratulations to Ben, to the dental school on the Rothstein-Williamowsky dental clinics. This is a very big undertaking of Alpha Omega, And we have a number of people here today who are going to make this happen. And I really say that we in the United States are very privileged to be able to work with them on this. I have to say something personal. I think I met Ben about 14 or 15 years ago when I was here with my in-laws, Mel and Carol Taub. And they both asked me to send their greetings to you. I hope your wife is well. And I feel very emotional about this because I'm here as a second generation. My in-laws, Mel and Carol, have been very active at Tel Aviv University for many years. My father-in-law was chairman of the American Friends and was on the board of Governors. And I feel I am changing what I have brought with me to say. But I saw you walk in with your granddaughter, Danielle, and she's here today. And I want you to know it makes me feel very good that the next generation is going to take care of what's being built here today. And really, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gorkov. I would like to invite the Parliament member, Mr. Shetrit, to say a few words to the audience.
Thank you. Good afternoon to you. I was called up to duty by my acquaintance, friend of mine, Professor Israel Cafe, which used to be the director of this school at the time when the school was really in danger of closing down. And I know that Deputy President of the university said they don't want to talk about it, but I'm usually broke the discipline of my party, so I can do it as well. And when I came here to see, I've been invited to be in one of the ceremonies of dividing robes for the students who are going to be graduate. I was astonished because I find only 7 or 8 students which are going to be graduate. And I started to ask questions, what's going on? And they told me that the school is going to be closed, which was, for my opinion, total stupidity. And I tried to start to make noises in the Council of Higher Education in Israel, in the Ministry of Finance, in the university, with the president of the university. I asked, how come that you're closing a school while tens of students are going out of Israel to study dental clinic outside of Israel? That looked to me very stupidity. And I started to act with the Council of Higher Education in order to find a solution. I'm glad it has been done, and I'm glad for the fact that Mr. Williamowsky and Mr. Rothstein and Alpha Omega have been contributed to the school. I bless you for doing it. It's very important. The fact is that this year, if I'm not mistaken, they have something like 42 students for the first year.
52.
52, more better. It's more, the more is merrier. 52 students in the school. I'm absolutely sure that was the right thing to be done, and I hope that this school will be really getting into it hundreds of students which could fulfill all the tasks which we need in Israel for dental clinics. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shetrit. And now I would like to invite Dr. Ben Williamowsky to say some words to the old friends.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share some of my thoughts with you. I'm not going to talk long. I asked Alana, what should I talk about? She said about 5 minutes. But if it takes a little longer, then I hope you'll understand. Many of you know that I took on this position, and I'm here somewhat reluctantly. But I would be less than honest if I didn't tell you how thrilled I was, how humble I feel, and how absolutely I am delighted with what has occurred here today. It's sort of a bittersweet moment. While I am so happy about it, and everyone here that is, because my friend Ralph Rothstein, a friend for 70-some years, who really was the real driving force behind accomplishing what we did, is not here. But his memory is most blessed, and we will always remember him, and this is a good testimonial to really what he has done. And I would be remiss if I didn't also mention Sonny Lefko, who got us all involved here in my first trip to Israel. And it was at that time that I met Carol and Mel Taub on a trip we took to Portugal before. And I must tell you all that if it were not for the fact that Min and I fell in love with them, I don't know whether we would have continued. But just to see them each year, and I'm so sorry they're not here now, meant a lot to us. And John and Stevie, if you'll tell them, I'd appreciate it. There are so many people who are involved who made this possible, and all the stars were always there, but as Mark Rothman, I'll mention his name again later, said this morning, all the stars are now in place. As you know from the ones of you know astronomy, that's a good thing to have. And from starting with the Alpha Omega International Fraternity, they're as strong as ever, strongly committed, and I'd like to recognize the fact that Mark Rothman, who's the chairman of the board of the Alpha Omega Foundation, and Alan Finkelstein, who is the vice chairman and charge of our grants, are here, and one of the members of the board of directors, Steve Kess for the Henry Schein Company, also is one of the stars who's in line. And I would also like to mention the fact that there are other Alpha Omegans here, not just from the states, but those on the members of the Board of Governors. I hope I don't miss anybody, but Andrew Amiak from France, Mervyn Druyan from England, Avi Chesner from Geneva, and if I've missed anybody, we'll get to them later. And then in place also the American Friends of Tel Aviv University. And this goes back to the days when Mel Taub was the chairman of the American Friends Board of Directors, and Jules Love was the, I guess what they would have called today the CEO. But today the commitment is stronger than ever, and with John Gurkoff, whom you have met before and we said a few words about, and with Gail Reese, who's the CEO and the would be the president of American Friends of Tel Aviv University, their commitment is stronger than it has ever been. There was a commitment from the other dental school. I should call ourselves the original dental school, one of the true jewels in the crown of any dental education, the Dassel School of Dental Medicine at Hebrew University. They've always been supportive of what we were trying to do here at Tel Aviv University, and none more supportive than, pardon me, than the present dean of the dental school, who's with us, Adam Stabholz, and we thank you too for the support. And then from the Board of Governors itself, and there's so many friends of ours that we've met and that are here today, and I'm certainly not gonna, I'll certainly miss somebody if I didn't, but it's a bad habit, but I'll do it anyway. They're the Sarkins and Joan Lessing and Rachel. Rachel is here. I think I saw her, and several others, and please understand that I feel indebted to all of you. And then the school administration, and every administration has been in favor of having a dental school, but none as strongly committed as President Klafter and his administration is today. And it keeps ringing in my ears, and I hope it will forever, the words that he said to Ilana when it seemed that the crisis was over, that he said, the dental school is here to stay. And I believe you, President Klafter, and please thank you, and I thank you for your support. And to Mayor Shikrit, also the government, in more ways than just from the Knesset, we had support from them too that was maybe difficult at times to garner, but nonetheless, they did come across. One other very important part of this is to mention my family. I'm sorry that Minna is not here to be here to enjoy it. I hope she's watching it on the link back home. But my family, I want to thank them for allowing me to take the time to feed my passion, and that which I'm still doing. In fact, people will see me today and say, are you still doing that business with the dental school and with Tel Aviv and with the Alpha Omega fraternity? And I say, yes. And they say, why are you still doing that? I said, if you were ever doing it, you would know why. And that's really, my passions are fed by my passion for that. I did, John, very nicely, thank you, John, for mentioning the fact that my granddaughter Danielle joined me. She surprised me a couple of days before I left and said, when is Father's Day? I said, oh, I don't know, sometimes in June. Said, well, I've got an early Father's Day present. I'm going to Israel with you. So I'm eternally grateful to Danielle as well. The rest, there's some other members of my family here. They're camped out there. I have a lot of mishpacha in Israel. I remember once we had a program, and they were a little concerned. I think Herb Judas may have been the head of the school at that time, and he said, we're not going to have a turnout at all. I said, don't worry, I'm calling on mishpacha. And they all showed up and filled the auditorium. So I thank you for coming as well. And then a friend of mine from Israel, Manny and Kendall and Zahavit, who are here. She's my travel agent. The trip was fine, Zahavit. Thank you very much. And you'll send the refund later, yes? Okay. But having said that and thanked everybody, the one other thank yous that I have, which may be more meaningful than all of them, all along, the heads of the school, the faculty of the school have been very supportive of what we're trying to do. At one time when things were pretty bad, the faculty members worked practically as volunteers. But today, as I say, the stars are in alignment, and no star shines brighter than Ilana Eli, the head of the school. She is absolutely the right person for the right time, for the right job. And Ilana, thanks to you, it makes this all more meaningful. I'm just going to close with a couple other words. You may have heard this before. It's somewhat deja vu. Some years ago, I think when they had the groundbreaking ceremony for the building, the original building, I compared the building of a dental school and the growth of a dental school to the life cycle itself. I said when conception occurs, if my memory serves me correct, conception was pretty nice, was fun. And then there is the birth itself. And I've been told that while the birth can be painful, it is also very satisfying. And then there is chasing around the little ones to make sure that they don't fall and hurt anything and damage themselves or damage other things. And then the teenage years that you deal with when outside influences sometimes turn the product into the direction that you would like. But then comes adulthood. And you hope that all they've learned and all that's been fed them and all that they have you have helped them accomplish will let them continue the life cycle and lead to better days ahead. And I hope that for those of you who've reached the age that, at least that I have, that there'll be others behind you who will come and keep the ball rolling, keep the dental school alive, and let it be the magnificent edifice, the magnificent bastion of dental education that we always meant it to be. But I thank you again on behalf of all my friends and my family, and thank you everybody. It's not a bar mitzvah speech. I'm not going to thank my rabbi or my cantor or my Hebrew teacher. But I have thanked everybody, and I just appreciate your being here. Some came from pretty far away. I see some of my friends, the Laufers, just got here from their orange orchard. But thank you, and I'll continue to do what I can do, believe me. While we're, I'm sure that we just had someone who had fainted, not just fainted, because she will be taken care of. And in just a few minutes, Ilana, who is taking care of her, will be here to continue. Chaim, do you want to? Here. Thank you again, everyone.
Okay, thank you to Ben. It was always nice to hear all your stories and details. And now I would like to invite Ilana to give some special certificate to some very important friends that took on themselves the obligation to help us to meet our goals and to build the Rothstein-Williamowsky clinics. And please, Ilana.
Well, I would like to invite Professor Klafter to join me. This is one opportunity in which I want to thank all the people who joined us in an effort to raise this campaign. And there are several very important and very people who put a lot of effort in this campaign and who run it. So we want to acknowledge their efforts and their devotion.
This is why you need a president to bring
Steve Case from Henry Schein Company. Please, Steve. Thank you. Dr. Mark Rothman. Dr. Ben Williamowsky, the one and only. Andrea Miach, the King of France.
Wait.
Look at me.
And of course, Dr. Ellen Finkelstein. And now, now I would like to invite Ben to unveil the plaque. Ben, the honor is yours. There are some refreshments in the foyer here.
Take another one. Let's tell you. Give me stand here and then take. Yeah, okay.
Stand here too. John.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now only both of you. No, one second. Okay. Another step.
Yeah, we never have many more. Next year, unveil the clinic, not only Cornerstone.
My friend Billy was another
כולם מוזמנים להיכנס, יש פה כיבוד קל.